What's up, everybody? I did notice something earlier this week, and then I got quickly informed of what the way Banshee weapon rolls work. So basically, on Tuesday, you'll have a set of weapons that show up, and then Wednesday at like 7 p.m., and I've got to see if it's just like daily reset or something and see when this happens. But apparently, on Wednesday sometime, the weapon rolls, like the perks, will actually change. So on Tuesdays, you're going to have a new set of weapons that are right here. And then Wednesday, sometime, I've got to figure out the time, and I'll probably comment below once I know the exact time, at least from mine, and then translate it to, like, Bungie server Pacific time. You're going to get another option of perks. So Tuesday you can check, and then Wednesday will be another option. Then it stays what it is on Wednesday for the rest of the week. The main reason I bring this up is because when I was recording my Shattered Throne video, in this season, linear fusion rifles are a really good thing to use. And the main reason I bring it up is Tarantula is sitting right here. Now, the one that was there previously had field prep, so you were going to be able to have more reserve ammunition, which is always a nice thing for PvE situations. But if you have like reserves or ammo finders, the way some of these encounters work, I had so much heavy, it wasn't an issue. This actually might even be better than the one that was here before, so I want to make sure you guys don't miss it. And the main reason is there are not that many linear fusion rifles in the game, so if you can walk up to Banshee and buy one, I don't want you to miss this, especially when it's a pretty solid roll. Because if you look at this thing, you've got enhanced batteries, so you've got a bigger magazine, you've got feeding frenzy and kill clip. So if you get a kill, you get faster reload time, then you get kill clip for extra damage. You've got range if you want it. You've got handling and stability, or you've got stability, recoil control, and handling speed. You've also got range. Basically, this is going to be a very, very good roll for Tarantula. It may not be the perfect roll, but it takes you absolutely no effort to get. No grinding, no putting material parts in, nothing. Walk over here, literally 30 legendary shards and some glimmer, and you have a Tarantula. And the nice thing about this is there's only a couple of linear fusion rifles in the game. Threaded Needle, which is going to be your Void one. You've got Reed's Regret, which is going to be our Stasis one that comes from Trials. You've got Tarantula, and then you've got Corsair's Wrath. Now, I might do a video of, like, tips on how to get each one of the linear fusion rifles so you can actually, use them all season, since this is going to be like a 5-month-long season. Fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles are pretty much the way to go. I'll do that later, but one thing I wanted to point out right now is just the fact that you can go to Banshee, minus his wonderful background of a pumpkin, and you can get a Tarantula. Now, the couple other rolls I wanted to point out while we're here. Gnawing Hunger. If you don't have a Gnawing Hunger, this is probably one of the more reliable Void auto rifles that I can mention. Got Demolitionist, not a bad thing to get your grenade back or reload your weapon. Got Zen Moment, you've got increased range, you've got Chambered Compensator for a lot of stability, Full Bore for a lot of range, handling, overall, not the best roll, but a decent roll. You need a Void auto rifle, definitely a good thing to throw in your back pocket if you need it. If you want a 7 Seraph revolver for any reason, you got 4th times the charm, you've got feeding frenzy, you've got range, you've got tactical mag for a little bit more ammunition, chambered compensator, or arrowhead break with a little bit of stability on a 180. And this is one of those hand cannons because it's 7 Seraph, which will allow you to make Warmind cells, which is still a thing that a lot of people use. So if you need a decent 7 Seraph for PvE especially, 4th times the charm, feeding frenzy, fast reload, bigger clip, range, whatever you need, these are solid options. Now, the ones that switch here, you got Slide Shot and Moving Target. Not horrible. You've got magazines. You've got Small Bore for a little range. Overall, not probably the best one here. You've got Wishbringer, Slide Shot, and Moving Target. Again, this one's going to have a range masterwork, range here, and also you're going to be probably, like, Smooth Bore will give you more projectile spread. Depends on if you're close or not, but again, the debate of shotguns, I will probably defer to Fallout. And then with regards to Bad Omens, auto-loading holster is not the worst thing that you'll have on here. Kill clip is probably not the greatest, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But don't miss out on this Tarantula. It is a linear fusion rifle that you can walk up to Banshee and buy. Because right now, when I do a lot of my videos, I'm like, hey, Particle Deconstructor is an option. You should probably use it. And depending on if you're in a Lost Sector, or if you're in a week of Shattered Throne, or if you're in a Nightfall and you want to use them for damage, throw reserves on for linear fusion rifle, and then come over here and you've got something. I'm going to work on guides for each of the dungeons. I'm sure I'm going to be using linear fusion rifles for damage because of the way they stack. Especially if you can go fusion rifle, linear fusion rifle, you hit them with the fusion rifle to have the damage already stack up to 5 for Particle Deconstructor, and then switch over and get your big single shots here. Something like this where I've got Frenzy, so if I'm in battle, I've got even more damage on it. I can do God rolls if you guys are curious about those over specific weapons. But the fact that Tarantula is here, I wanted to make sure and point this one out. Xur has a couple weapons as well in his legendaries in case you missed that video, in case I didn't shout them out enough. Let me switch over to Xur real quick so we can finish up with those weapons, just so you guys know there are a couple over there that you might want to not miss as well. Last thing I want to wrap up with is Xur. A couple of these that you don't want to miss out on in case you didn't see the Xur video. Bottom dollar, it's not one that you really want to farm for because it comes from Gambit. Subsistence and explosive payload, this is actually a pretty solid roll. Pretty stout range across the board. Decent roll. It may not be like the epic god roll because subsistence isn't quite a PvP roll, but you got a lot of range, you got explosive payload helping with range. That's not a bad thing. Then you've got, 4th times the charm, quick draw on a sniper rifle. It's okay. Like 4th times the charm is more of a PvE perk. You've got quick draw. That's more of a PvP perk, probably. Not really like you need to whip out a sniper really fast, per se. But I did want to shout out this Cold Denial. I may not have given it as much love as it probably should have gotten in my Xur video. Killing Wind, Head Seeker, Light Mag with a little boost to range. You've got boost here to range again and stability. Throw something on this if you got to change, the recoil pattern with counterbalance or target adjuster. Either way, Cold Denial for a slower pulse rifle. This is definitely going to be a solid combination to run with. Dire Promise, not a bad roll just because you've got range here, you've got range here, you've got stability, auto-loading holster. For those of you guys, if you've seen like a bow switch to hand cannon combination, some of those are ultra lethal. And then main ingredient, if you didn't get the Xur roll previously, like that one was basically god tier. I know Fallout even said it was like one that he was waiting on for forever. This one's still decent. High impact reserves is great for those, you start with 2 bullets in the magazine in PvP. You get more damage at the end of the magazine, so you'll pretty much always have that. Snapshot sights for the quick switch. You've got stability that you can switch over to increase the impact and take off accelerated coils. You've also got down here the red dot microsight. You've also got stability to tighten up that spread. This is not like a perfect main ingredient, but if you didn't get a good one before, this is a solid main ingredient, a great pulse rifle to make sure you picked up. And that pretty much wraps this one up. So between what Banshee has, you got Tarantula, you got a decent hand cannon if you need it for backup. You've got Gnawing Hunger if you don't have a Void Auto. Remember, barriers are still a thing out there, so you may need that Void Auto Rifle depending on if it comes up. And then, of course, Xur has those other couple of weapons as well. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know. Drop a like below. Leave something in the comments if there's anything else that I've missed. And then now, depending on what Tuesday has, if there's anything exciting, I might post a quick little video, community post, something on Twitter. So if you guys want to find me, or I may post any and all of these things, follow me on Twitter. It is at Ebontis for streaming, where I'll do half of this stuff live at least. It's twitch.tv/Ebontis. And right here on YouTube, if you enjoyed the video, as I said, drop a like. It definitely helps. Subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss future videos, updates, pings, community posts, anything like that. You can hit that alert bell to make sure you get those as well. And if you want to support me directly, you can join the channel as a member, or you can find me on Patreon. Link is below in the description. Thank you all very much. I'll see you soon.